Hi, Izzy from Sustained Farms here. So today I'm sitting in my backyard because we're going to be talking all about pollinators and different ways we can help them this spring. So one of the ways we can help them is by kind of creating a little watering hole for them. So it's a pretty easy project, and what it does is it allows pollinators to have a safe space to take a sip of water in like non-rushing water, still water, so that they don't get kind of carried away with the current and they don't drown. So all you need is a little tin or like a little shallow dish. So this one is just the top of like an old jar, and this is just the bottom of a planter that I'm not using right now. So you're going to fill it with some rocks. So I had these from an old project. I had some left over. You don't need any specific type of rock. You can have really any. And so the purpose of these is just to make sure that the pollinators like bees and butterflies have a place to land. So you don't need to fill them all the way up. You just want them kind of shallowly in there. And I'm going to do two, so I can have one in my front yard and one in my back. So once you have those filled up with some stones, you're just going to put a little bit of water in there. So you want enough water to cover the bottom of the dish, but you also want to leave the tops of the rocks dry and kind of above the water line so that the insects can have a place to land. So yeah, you don't need a whole bunch, and another good reason to use a shallow dish for this is because it's shallow, it will evaporate faster, which one does mean you will have to fill it up more, but it also means that it's not going to be a breeding ground for insects you don't want, like mosquitoes. So changing that water fairly often will prevent those from congregating and laying their eggs there. Now, these are good to go as they are, but I want to give my pollinators a little extra treat, so I brought out some little bits of tangerine or clementine. So that's just, I'm going to place those right here, and then they'll have a little something extra sweet to munch on. Now, when I'm thinking about placement, I want to place these somewhere that our pollinators are already attracted to. So I'm actually going to leave one of these back here with all of these dandelions. I like to let my dandelions, especially in the spring, kind of continue to grow instead of cutting the grass right away, because these are an excellent pollen source for our insects, and it's also right near my vegetable garden, which means that the bees will be attracted to this area and they'll be more likely to pollinate my vegetable garden once that's up and running. These I'm going to put out in my front garden to help the flowers out there. So once you have those set up, you're good to go. And really the only thing you want to make sure when you're placing these is that they're not right next to a place that people go a lot. So I wouldn't put this outside of my front or back door, because I have myself and my dog going in and out of those doors, and we don't want to create kind of tension between us and the insects. We want to make sure that it's a safe space for everyone. So now the bees can enjoy this water freely after they do their thing pollinating these dandelions. Okay, have a great day.